Oh look, you're here again. The channel you just can't seem to stay away from. I understand, I really do. So welcome back, friend. I see you enjoy Lord of the Rings too. Wait, you don't? You don't like Lord of the Rings? Get out. Get the fuck out. Get out! In this video, I'm going to explain to you why Samwise Gamgee is my absolute hero. Can someone turn it back on, please? Hello? Samwise the Simplistic. Samwise Gamgee is a hobbit, possibly the most innocent thing in Middle-earth. Hobbits are normal country folk who love the views of the countryside, their tiny little abodes, and the stench of this lady's feet. Samwise Gamgee is a simple man. He is not in need of any materialistic items or loads of money like this useless wanker, or even a brand new whip. He has learned to enjoy the simpler, smaller things in life, such as beer, pussy, and most of all, gardening.
Frodo Baggins is my name, and this is Samwise Gamgee.
Your bodyguard?
His gardener.
Samwise Gamgee is living the life that all men want to live after achieving their dreams, and can finally retire in a peaceful area away from all the bullshit. He's made it to the other side, which is something we all wish we could do. Samwise the Brave.
She's there for killing Jews. Bravery.
Samwise Gamgee is brave. Very brave. In fact, he is so brave that he is the first one in the movie to actually stand up to the Black Riders. He also possesses a set of balls that are so mind-bogglingly large that when he runs, you can hear them clashing together all the way from Mars. What else has he done? Well, he tried to swim over to Frodo after running from the Uruk-hai, knowing full well that he can't swim. Some may call him an idiot, but I call it bravery. He fought the goblins and the troll in the mines of Moria with a motherfucking frying pan. He was legit tanking these goblins with a blunt piece of cooking equipment, while the other hobbits with actual sharp weapon swords were hiding behind a pillar. Sam's just built different, I swear, man. He was willing to walk into Mordor like it was nothing. He saves Frodo on multiple occasions, including the entirety of the third film, which I will get to, don't you worry, Kiddywinks. And he had the absolute audacity to eavesdrop on Gandalf and Frodo's conversation. What a chat.
Confound it all, Samwise Gamgee! Have you been eavesdropping?
Samwise the Adapter. Samwise Gamgee has the ability to adapt in any situation given to him. For example, Gollum finds a rabbit, kills the rabbit, retrieves the rabbit, and Sam says, "Fuck no, I'm not eating that shit." Whack it in Sam's lethal pan with some llamas bread over a fire and call it stew. No taters though. Yeah. That is how you improvise, my friends. In the deep dark depths of the mines of Moria, Sam has somehow lost his sharp, pointy sword and settles for a frying pan, and he gets a higher KD ratio with the pan than the sword. Sam is on another level. He doesn't use swords or shields, they are too easy for him. He has to challenge himself against mighty foes using the weapons that take away the least HP. That is how you adapt to a situation. And finally, when he goes into the Mordor Tower of Cirith Ungol to find Frodo, he notices some remaining orcs walking down the steps. He uses the shadow and the echo of the tower to make himself sound much more dangerous, which is basically the same thing as making the light from the sun even lighter. The orcs are stuck and struck with fear, and they want to flee. Then they see him and become overconfident. Sam uses that against them and uses his smaller size to his advantage, slaying the orcs and sticking this guy to save Frodo. Sam improvised, adapted, and overcame these situations. Bear Grylls would be damn proud. Samwise, the fan favourite. Samwise, the fan favourite. Samwise Giggle McFiddle is mine and everybody else's favourite character. And don't try to argue otherwise, he will come for you in your sleep and you don't want that. But why is he classified as the favourite? What does this actually mean? It means that in any scene that one of our beloved Fellowship members is in, whenever Samwise Gotcha-Nose is on the screen, we root for him and cheer more for him than we do with the other characters. But why is that? I believe it is because they are hobbits and they have near enough every single thing going against them. All the odds, all the disadvantages, near enough everything is against them. And trust me when I say everybody loves a fucking underdog. You see Aragorn and Legolas and Gimli kicking some ass, like hell yeah, fuck yeah, that's so cool. But it's safe to watch them. You know they are always going to be kicking some ass. But with hobbits, it's completely different. Yeah, of course, there's the scene with Pippin and Faramir and Merry and the Witch King and Eowyn, you know. Those are all great moments. But what about the moments when it's almost certain death for this absolute fucking Chad? Almost all of Samwise Frying Pan's fights are with the thing that gives him the odds of winning similar to the endgame statistics. And the man still doesn't die. Like, let's compare reactions from a scene with the trio of gods and the scene with Sam in it. You'll see... Oh! Fuck off! Get the fuck out of here. Oh yes, go on. Lovely. Makes unreal amounts of sense. Love it. This would totally happen in real life.
Come on, Mr. Frodo.
Go on, Sam.
I can't carry it for you.
Go on.
But I can't carry you! Come on!
Yeah, come on! Nick! Yes! Come on! Get up that fucking hill! Come on, motherfucker! Let's go! Get up that fucking hill! Destroy the motherfucking ring! The difference is that Sam faces much more daunting tasks along with much more overwhelming odds than everybody else. Why? Because he is alone. And he really is alone, because what fucking use is this guy? Pathetic. Fucking crybaby. Samwise, the working class.
Gandalf, my old friend, this will be a night to remember.
In the 1920s of the segregated classes of Britain, Samwise the Almighty would have been part of the working class, and he would have been in the service of the middle class, or Frodo Baggins. Now, being a part of the current modern day working class myself, this is a strong example of why Sam's character resonates with me so much. He has that attitude that the working class seem to possess, the type of can do, it is what it is mentality that comes with working a typical 9 to 5. He knows what he has to do. He knows he has no other choice but to just do it. This is similar to a working class family where the father or mother knows that if they don't go to work, then they will have no money, and no money means no living. So, Samwise the Potato Masher knows that if he doesn't do what he knows that he must do, which is destroy the ring, then he will have no home to come back to. It was not just to save Middle-earth, but it was to save the Shire, it was to save his garden, it was to save his home, to save his friends, to save Rosie, to save his chances of banging Rosie, but most importantly, to save his taters.
What's taters, precious? What's taters, eh?
Potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
Just like the working man or woman will think of a spouse or their children or an engaging hobby or a side hustle to get them through the day. You work now and you enjoy later. Samwise, the mindset.
It's all wrong. By rights, we shouldn't even be here.
Now, this one's a long one, so get ready, you absolute fucking nerds. This may not be what was intended by Tolkien, but this is what I think, okay? After all, the video is called Why Sam is My Hero. So, Frodo going to Mordor represents a person going from childhood to adulthood, going from an innocent, hopeful being into being a negative, hopeless doomer. Sam is representing kind of a positive boomer, but not one to be made fun of. He's been there, he's done that in terms of seeing the true harshness of the world, and continues to push forward because he knows there is no other option, also known as the it is what it is mentality. Samwise the stomach slasher represents a mindset within all of us that we have not discovered yet nor understood because we haven't matured or had to mature. Frodo rejecting Sam on the stairs, this moment right here, that there is our own ignorance that we don't recognise.
You don't mean that. Go home.
We can't see the good that is in front of us, the answer, the Messiah, so we reject it, as it tried to tell us the truth, and a harsh truth at that, and we are slowly being polluted by the reality of life, which shall be all of us if we continue in ignorance, or just Gollum, Now, Samwise Willy Whacker facing off with Shelob, possibly one of the most mortifying scenes for me to watch as a child, and to this day, because I fucking hate spiders. This scene is a good representation of the demons and the voices that we often battle in our own heads. The constant back and forth with the occasional moment where we think all hope is lost. Weary, scared but brave, trying to talk ourselves out of it, but then we see it, we feel it. The answer is to stab that bitch in the stomach. Hell yeah, boy! Excuse me. We win the fight. The demons are not killed completely, they are just pushed to one side because we know we have a job to do. And we should take pride in that victory, no matter who you are. A wise man once said, "For the demons will always tremble in fear of the gargantuan bravery the human spirit is capable of achieving." Who was that wise man? I wonder. Even Sam finding the breadcrumbs. That there is the realisation that you have been led to believe you suck and you're shit. Then you follow the breadcrumbs and you realise it was all just a lie. And you were right all along. Just as Sam was right about Gollum all along.
Ah, there's a little snake in the grass right there.
How we going?
Are you lost?
Definitely lost.
Where's your mommy, little boy?
Sam is the rational thought that holds your brain together. Ah yes, the Mount Doom scene. An interesting one to pick apart. Frodo, being a doomer and having experienced the world in its most harsh form, finally is consumed by the darkness and develops the mindset of, I'm going to be an arsehole because the world is an arsehole to me. That will work for a while, and it feels really good, giving in to these little temptations of, telling someone how uninteresting they actually are, and telling someone that, that shirt actually looks really bad and hideous, in fact. What the fuck were you thinking? But you can't get away with that forever. Life will reality check you real quick. Or in this case, it'll bite your finger off like a Kit Kat.
Have a break! Have a Kit Kat!
And then you throw away that mindset because it betrayed you, and you gave up on everything. You take a good look at the life you could have, and you contemplate it for a minute. And finally you give in and reach out for help. You go to therapy. You stop hurting other people. You start to be kinder, and you break free from the doomer mindset. It is not gone forever though, as Gandalf said.
That wound will never fully heal. He will carry it the rest of his life.
Why is this relevant? Well, in this moment we can see Frodo look at Sam as if he is about to give up. After all they went through, he felt like enough was enough and that this was the perfect end to his story. But Sam, who represents the positive boomer with a positive mindset, he has been trying to tell Mr. Frodo about this mindset for a long time, all along.
But there's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo. And it's worth fighting for.
The good thoughts and the bad thoughts, are constantly at war with one another in your head, just like Sam and Gollum are always conflicting. At some point, there's a turning point, a little nudge, or a little push over the edge. As you begin to fall, the bad thoughts fall first, and you hold on to something, because the bad thoughts have nothing to hold on to. They're just completely negative, so they have no hope. But you are not completely negative. That's why you can hold on to something, just as Frodo held on to the rock. Now that the bad thoughts are eliminated, you can see clearly, and you don't want to fall anymore. There have been people throughout our time that have attempted suicide, and they have survived. And some of them have said, as soon as they fell, or their own version of fell, they regretted everything, and they no longer wanted to fall. Frodo looks at Sam, and his eyes said, "I'm going to let go." And Sam is screaming for him to take his hand, and he does. And that moment right there is the regret kicking in. The realization, Frodo no longer wanted to die. He realized everything Sam was telling him was true, so he lives on.
Take my hand! No! Don't you let go. Don't let go. Reach!
Samwise the Loyal. Samwise, the undisputed world champion of stew, has many traits, one of which is loyalty. This is very obvious, of course, which is why the reason ends here. Samwise the one-liner.
Well, starve then. Good riddance.
Samwise the 10-stone balls man is given the best lines to have been said throughout the entirety of the 3 films. Throughout Peter Jackson's 9+ hour trilogy, we see Sam take upon the lines such as,
If I take one more step, it'll be the farthest away from home I've ever been.
an iconic line. Maybe he walked all that way the other week and got tired right before the cornfield. Who knows? Another line would be,
I think I'm getting the hang of this.
oh wait a second, this one's a classic. I gotcha! I got you good, I know I did. Yeah, I know I did. Alright, here it is for real.
Of course you are. And
Ah! I fucking got you again! Ah, no I did. I know. Okay, here you go.
I'm going to Mordor alone. Of course you are. And I'm coming with you. I made a promise, Mr. Frodo. A promise. Don't you leave him, Samwise Gamgee. And I don't mean to. I don't mean to.
Such a lovely scene. True friends in that moment, sharing a wet hug. Another legendary line was this.
There's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo. And it's worth fighting for.
Just a moving and excellent speech that brings a tear to my eye every time. A few honourable mentions before we top it off. We have
Let him go, you filth.
a very nice attacking phrase. We have
That's for Frodo! That's for the Shire! And that's for my old gaffer!
very inspiring words there.
Not if I stick you first.
Ha, classic. And then we have the piece de resistance of the lines.
Frodo, I can't carry it for you. But I can carry you! Come on!
Samwise the common sense guy.
Why isn't it possible? It's just not. Why not, you stupid bastard?
Now before we get going, I am going to exclude this scene as Sam was under the influence of peer pressure from these 2 whippersnappers.
Put it out, you fools! Put it out!
Samwise the Marshmallow Man has the most common sense out of all the hobbits. Like, there are some real fucking stupid moments from the hobbits, okay? First one would have been when these two decided to rob a farmer who is yielding a massive scythe, and they have been there before. So that means they probably know the landscape somewhat. But clearly not enough to see that there is a massive fucking cliff you can tumble over. Then we have this moment from Frodo in the swamp. Gollum clearly says, "Don't follow the lights." And what does Frodo do? He follows the goddamn lights. Like, all he had to do was follow Sam or stay close to Sam. It was very clearly said not to follow the... Another example of stupidity from the hobbits. Pippin. Need I say more? This motherfucker thought it was a good idea to mess with the dead dwarf skeleton that's on the edge of a well. How stupid can you get? Like, honestly.
Why did you do that?
Funny.
An honourable mention would also be Merry and Pippin setting off the largest firework, not stuck in the ground properly, inside a tent. What the fuck?
Done. Supposed to stick it in the ground?
It is in the ground.
Outside.
That was your idea.
Samwise, the hero.
Can it be unmade? It must be taken deep into Mordor and cast back into the fiery chasm from whence it came. One of you must do this. One does not simply walk into Mordor.
Lady, hear me tonight, 'cause my feeling is just so right as we dance by the moonlight. Can't you see? You're my delight.
Samwise is my... Oh, you thought I was going to say something silly, didn't you? Yeah, I fucking got you again. I'm too smart for this shit, boy. Samwise the Goat is the hero of the entire story. Everyone knows it. Everyone agrees. Even Tolkien admitted Sam was the real hero of the story. Frodo was the protagonist, of course, but we all love Sam as if he was the protagonist. Now, just how many times has Sam saved Frodo? Fucking loads. Here's an example of a few. Number 1, Shelob's Lair. Very obvious, of course. And it also leads into the next one. Number 2. No, that's the wrong one. Sorry. Number 2. Number 3.
Sam, no!
No, pause, for fuck's sake. You keep playing these clips. They're the wrong fucking clips. Sort it out, man. Idiot. Number 3.
Number 3! Lord Farquaad, you've chosen Princess Fiona.
Go back, Sam. I'm going to Mordor alone.
Of course you are. And I'm coming with you.
Number 4. And of course, number 5. Sam is the only legitimate reason and constant reason that him and Frodo made it to Mount Doom.
The ring is mine.
What the fuck are you doing?
Even from the beginning, when he is caught eavesdropping. If he had not been there eavesdropping in on their conversation, then Frodo would not have made it to Mordor. Guaranteed. Therefore, Samwise Gamgee saved Middle-earth, saved mankind, and the Shire, and he finally got to lay down some motherfucking pipe! And that is why Samwise Gamgee is my absolute hero.